British Embassy. To have a letter from them so that you can pass from the different districts and provinces to get to the international airport. They want to know the information as shown here. So they say you can get this letter on the web page, but they don't say what the conditions are for you to get that letter. So they want a confirmed flight booking. Well, that is very difficult to do. You would have to buy it on the internet. You would need credit cards that work to do that. And you would have to buy that ticket several days maybe before you would get this letter. There's a lot of uncertainty travelling from here to the international airport, and it would take, I would guess, 12 to 14 hours. And the other thing is how are you going to do it? Are you going to rent a car if you have a driving license to do so? And can you leave that rented car at the international airport? As far as I know, there are no buses, and I don't think there's any trains running. So the only way you could do it otherwise is with to rent a car and a driver. And as far as I know, to do a 3-hour journey costs about £100. So to get to the international airport, it could cost something like £300 to £400. Just now, for me to get a plane ticket, if I can't get it on the internet, I would require a letter from the district to leave the district to go to the town, where I might find a travel agency and where I might find one that's open. I might also be able to buy the ticket at the local airport. If going to the travel agency or the airport, it's going to be expensive to buy the ticket, and it's expensive to get to the airport or into the town, and it may take 2 journeys or 2 or 3 days to do that. The letter you get from the district to leave the district, there are 50 issued per day. So if you're not there early, you probably won't get one. You can get one for the following day, but there's an awful lot of uncertainty involved with regard to the travel agency being open, that you have sufficient money to pay for the ticket, and the other thing, as far as I know, is that the banks are closed except for the main bank building may be still open, and you'd have to go to town to find that. So the town's about 1.5 to 2 hours drive from here, and if you did get the district letter and you got into the town, and that's when you're going to find out the cost of the ticket, you're then going to have to find a way of paying for it, and if you can't get cash in the local currency, you aren't going to be able to buy it. And if your credit cards don't work, you won't be able to buy it. And if you don't have access to your bank account to make a transfer, you aren't going to be able to pay it. And as it is, I don't have access to my bank account because of a restriction they applied a couple of months ago. I can't do a bank transfer. Car plate, this one here, that could also be very difficult. You'd have to arrange having a particular car some days, perhaps several days, before applying for this letter. And if the car that you've booked breaks down, it'll then have a different registration number, so you could end up with problems with regard to that. I've also heard that in some areas the police are putting up roadblocks and stopping all cars, and apparently they're charging them for speeding, and they don't let the car continue unless whatever fine is imposed is paid. So I see there's a spelling mistake there, one L in travelling, done it twice. This was sent by a non-native English speaker. So this does not solve a problem, it generates more problems. And what I need is a letter without conditions that allows me to travel to the international airport area, and from there get a ticket to go back, where there will be other problems.